All right, so today I'm going to be making a video talking about the party that I had before this pandemic has ever even happened, and before this pandemic ever happened. And ironically enough, this party happened on a Sunday before COVID officially hit Texas. So around the month of March, March 2nd in particular, right? I got badly rejected by a girl that I thought I had a chance of having. I got badly rejected by this girl that I thought I had a chance with because we had a lot of things in common, and we both had a lot of things in common, which was the reason why I even wanted to give this a chance and wanted to take her out, but it wasn't anything special. It was just something casual, and she was just treating me as a friend too, and yeah, she rejected me so badly, and she ended up being one of those intuitive types where she picked up on a lot of things that was wrong with me and made me feel like shit, like I was less than her, like I was inadequate. Like I felt she made me feel less than her, and I was already going through a lot at that time, and she just single handedly destroyed the like all the foundations that made me who I was, and for a while that day turned me into a people pleaser, and as a result, it made me started hating myself because I wasn't being myself. I was being what I felt was. I was being the censored version of myself, which I didn't like. I hated it. I hated this fake person that I was. And just to keep people around that weren't even gonna stay either way. But anyways, that's besides the point. So after I got badly rejected, hell, I might even tell you guys the story of how I got badly rejected. So anyways, so after I got badly rejected, right, I was going through a lot of emotional pain. I was going through a lot of emotional pain. I was honestly losing my sanity. I was questioning if I'll ever be right in the head again, you know, and this whole time I was trying to just run away from my pain, from my problems. I was just trying to run away from it, and so during this time, my friend Donald, he was hosting this party that was gonna happen during spring break, and so I decided to go because I just wanted to just not think about March 2nd. And so this was like about like 2 weeks later, I think. So this was like on the Sunday before COVID hit Texas. So this was like, I think March 12th. I don't remember. But anyway, so I went to his party, and I was helping him set up, and I was helping him set up the party too. Like um, we picked up the lucratives. If you guys get what I mean by that. Well, I guess it doesn't matter now because both Donald and I were both 21. I mean, I don't talk to him anymore, but yeah, we're both the legal drinking age now. But at the time, we weren't. So we bought alcohol. So we got alcohol off the hands of this one person that we knew, and then we went to some. And then my friend Donald, he told me to drive up to this one house to pick up, the smoke, right? The smoke, to pick up the skunk, right? I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm referring to, right? And my whole car stunk like skunk. That was how strong this stuff was. And before you guys start asking, no, I don't smoke. I only did it one time. I didn't like it. I moved on. I moved on just to say I did it. But anyways, so I was hoping to prepare this party, right? I was all dressed up. I was wearing this denim jacket, which I still have, by the way. It was a denim jacket with like a lot of like anarchy stuff on it. Like on this side, it was saying a fucked up jacket for a fucked up world. It was pretty cool. I still have it. I still have it in my closet right now. But anyways, I was helping him prepare, and then this clown, he forgot the audio equipment. So I literally had to drive all the way back to his apartment just to pick up the audio equipment, just to show up to the place that he was renting out for that night. And so I was chilling with them, right? We were waiting, like we were like going to people there, and then slowly people started showing up, and like the whole time I was kind of dancing while a lot of people, they were just sitting around just chilling. I was dancing. I was trying to enjoy myself, and and he was saying that I was geeked out even though I wasn't even high. I wasn't even smoking it right. I didn't even know. But then like he told me that my crush was gonna be there. My high school crush. Her name was I guess I'll call her Danny. So it's short for Daniela, but I'm gonna call her Danny. So my crush was there, and I didn't even know that she was gonna show up, and she showed up, and a part of me just felt the need to just break the barrier and just apologize to her because a reason why was that was that about 3 years ago at the time. Oh yeah, about 3 years ago, right? I got into a Twitter dispute with her. I got into a fight with her on Twitter because well, for one, I was pissed off that she deleted me off of Twitter, and two, I got pissed off because she was saying a bunch of stuff that was just stupid, and I didn't agree with. Just we got into a fight, and then I even told her I apologized about it, and then some person showed up asking what was that what was that about? Like he wanted like an explanation, and then Danny told him like the day that happened, and she she admitted she was pretty pissed off. Like I pissed her off, but like right when I was trying to apologize to her, she just wouldn't stop hugging me. She really wouldn't stop hugging me. Now I know you guys are probably saying like, Adrian, isn't this good? Like, shouldn't you be happy? And I'm like, I don't know what to make of it. I mean, a part of me wanted to be happy about it, but a part of me was so confused. I'm not done. I'm not done apologizing to you. And every time I would talk to her, she just wouldn't stop hugging me. And we were trying to figure out why she just wouldn't stop hugging me. And then even she started apologizing, saying that like, oh, Adrian, I'm sorry too. And I'm like, what do you gotta be sorry for? And she's like, I'm sorry because I wasn't that good of a friend to you. And I'm like, oh yeah, you were a piece of shit in high school. I forgot. You weren't that innocent either. Like there was this one time where like she was asking me what was wrong, and I was trying to tell her what was going on in my head, and then as soon as like one of her other friends showed up, she just walked away, and I'm like, how are you gonna ask me what's wrong and then walk away? But yeah, that happened in high school. But yeah, she was also a piece of shit too. We were both. Yeah, she was also a piece of shit. So I was thinking, you know what? If you're willing to be friends with me, I'm willing to be friends with you too. I just wanted to believe that she was being genuine for that time being. And then later in the night, a former friend, he taught me how to smoke the weed correctly. And so I puffed it correctly just that one time. And that one time I was choking, I was coughing a lot. And then I felt the effects spreading from like right here, and the effects were just spreading on this top part of my face. And I was just sitting on the couch, just trying to sit there, and the effects were kicking in, and I didn't like what it was doing to me. Like I felt the weed forcing me to smile. I was laughing like maniacally, and it was scaring the shit out of me too. Like I was like trying to snap myself out of it, and like while I was still like a little bit high, right? Danny, she was just out of it by that time. Like she was so out of it that she could barely walk. Like she couldn't even stand. I literally had to catch you like twice from falling. And so yeah. Anyways, later that night, since we were still both high, right? Like the anxiety was just thrown out the window. I felt like I was able to tell her anything that I wanted without feeling bad about it. So I straight up told her like, listen, Danny, like throughout high school, I've always had feelings for you, but I'm completely okay with being friends. And she was understandable about it, unlike the other girl that I poured my heart out to, that lashed out at me, threatened me that she was gonna ghost me on Instagram if I ever showed feelings for her like that ever again. Yeah, unlike that girl, yeah, Danny was actually understanding about it. And then like the rest of the night, like me and a bunch of like former high school classmates, right? They were all just sitting on the couch with us, like they were all just sitting there on the couch with us, like watching Cat in the Hat at 3 a.m, stoned off their asses. And like the guy sitting next to me, his name was Oscar. Like he was laughing, saying that the fish was floating, but in reality the fish was still in the fish bowl. I was like telling him, dude, the fish is still in the bowl, and he's like, oh yeah. But no, like I got sobered up around 3 a.m. But yeah, I got sobered up around 3 a.m. and it was just disgusting to me. Everybody was just stoned off their ass. They were just out of it. They were not themselves anymore, and it was just disgusting to me, man. It's like ill, you know, the fuck. It was just nasty to me, and I finally got sober because I was gonna drive like while I was still a little bit high, but Donald stopped me. He was like, "Dude, no, you cannot drive. You're still out of it. I have to call you a taxi." I'm like, all right, dude, all right, like, all right, Donald, you're right. I'll stay here and wait. I'll wait till I get sober. And he's like, all right, good. And so I sat on the couch and I was just like, you know what, man, this party sucks. And then I walked out, and I was getting ready to walk out the door and saying goodbye to everybody, and then Daniela told me to come over to her, and so like I hugged her, and I hugged, and like, we were both like hugged. It was like a very genuine one too, where it's like pretty long, and you're like, we're both like into it, but it was a genuine one, you know. It wasn't like a fake one that I would get from like a lot of people, you know. And she was like, Adrian, add me on Instagram. I was like, all right, I'll be sure to do that, you know. And I was very happy that day too, because it's like I feel like I really made amends with a lot of people, and I kind of felt for the time being that I was at peace, you know. Oh, and I felt for a moment I was at peace, and also that night it was raining pretty hard too. It was raining very, very hard, and I was also a little bit paranoid too, because my mom, she just wouldn't stop hitting up my phone, asking where I was at, asking why I wasn't home yet. I'm like, and I got very paranoid. I'm like, oh fuck, I was supposed to be at home hours ago, and I'm here. I am stoned out of my ass. And then a part of me felt a little bit comfortable because I was talking to my friend about it, and I was talking to like my boy Oscar, and he was telling me, bro, my mom's doing the same thing with me right now. I don't care, bro. I'm out of it. And like, shit, I should calm down too. And then my friend Marco, he was there. And he was drunk, and Oscar was telling me how like he was surprised how Marco was cussing, because Marco never cussed all throughout high school. He was a very quiet kid, you know. And he was a very quiet kid. And so he was cussing up a storm, and me, obviously I was still going through some shit, right? I was still hurting inside. And so I was over here having a philosophy lesson with Marco while he was like drunk off his ass. But with that all said and done, yeah, symbolically, that was like me saying goodbye to my old friends. That was me saying goodbye to my past. You know, symbolically, that kind of was. And so I drove home. Mind you, it was 3 a.m. The streets were empty, so I was able to drive home just fine. Well, not at first, because the morons that were also at our party with us, right? They literally had me sandwiched in between the 2 cars. But fortunately for me, I was able to squeeze myself out of there. Yeah, they literally had me sandwiched between 2 cars. I'm like, are you guys? Oh my god, you guys are fucking stupid. And it was tight too. But fortunately for me, I managed to squeeze out just fine and just drive myself home. I mean, I took a shower because I had gel in my hair, and I woke up with like a mustard taste in my mouth, and I was a little bit paranoid too, because I thought my mom, she was going to get on my ass for not showing up home on time. But no, she just joked about it. I was like, oh, okay, so it ended up being perfect. And yeah, that was all I remembered. And yeah, that was all I remember from that night. And mind you, Daniela, she didn't change for the better. She literally went back to being the same person that I've always hated all throughout high school. Like I thought she was gonna change. I thought she actually saw me as a friend. You know, but she just went back to being the same person that she was. You know, I thought she was gonna change. You know, I thought she was gonna change. I really did. I'm a little bit disappointed. You know, I wanted to be friends with her. You know, I really did at the time. That's the problem with me, man. I always seek genuine connections in the wrong people, and I guess she was just one of them. As much as I didn't want to believe it, as much as I wanted her to stay in my life, as much as I wanted a whole bunch of people to stay in my life. You know? And then 3 years later, no, this was 2020 actually. No, this was 2020, so 2 years later, my bad, 2 years later. And 2 years later, everybody disappeared, and I'm all by myself now. You know? And I guess while I'm still talking, I guess while I'm still talking about the party, I guess I'll talk about how I got badly rejected. So around like late February, right? I was talking to this. I saw this girl that looked very familiar, and it was a girl that I also had a crush on since freshman year. And a lot of people are saying that she had a glow up, but for me though, I always saw her as attractive. Like she was always attractive to me. So this other girl, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't remember this day because she doesn't give a fuck. She don't care about people like me, you know. She only cares. It seems to me that she only cares about whatever gives her a thrill for that time being. But anyways, there was this other girl that I saw on my Instagram suggestions, and I was telling myself, you know what, maybe I should expand and start being friends with more people that I didn't get the chance to be better friends with back then, right? And so I added her, and she added me, and we were both like talking about like harmony and all the people that we knew and et cetera, et cetera. And then like 2 weeks later, I was like asking her, hey, you want to hang out sometime? And she was like, I don't. She was a bit hesitant about it, and then eventually eventually she took the offer, and so she sent me the address to her house, and I picked her up, and I was going through some shit at the time. I really was. I really wanted this girl to be. I really wanted to have something with this girl, right? And so she picked me up. No. So I picked her up, and it was cool at first. It was really cool. It was real cool. Like it was normal, but then it got really fucked up towards like later in the night. So she was telling me that So she was talking about like all of her friends and how musically talented they are, and then she was also telling me about like all of her friends that she had and how musically talented they are, and I was trying to tell her this, and I was trying to tell her that I also make music as well on my leisure time, but I think she was speaking. I think she moved on to already to like another topic, and then she was talking about like all of her previous relationships that she had with other guys that she was with, and how she broke up with them for stupid reasons. But at the time, I wasn't really taking it like that. I was taking it like damn, this girl is gonna see me as disposable. Then I don't mean shit to her. And that's how I took it, and I was getting very emotional about it. And I was trying to keep it together because again, we were driving the both of us to the Starbucks that was like over there at Casa Linda. And so that was over there at Casa Linda. And so yeah, later in the night, this is when it got very fucked up. Like she was picking up a lot of shit off of me, and she was giving me a bunch of she was picking up like I told you earlier in the video, she was the intuitive types, which she used negatively, which she used in a bad way. Like she was picking up a lot of shit off of me, and she told me this one thing that really got under my skin, and she laughed about it too. She told me I had daddy issues, and she laughed at me for having issues with my dad, for having an abnormal relationship with my father. She laughed at me for it. Like I only knew this is my first time talking to her in like 5 years, and she already knows so much about me just by picking it off of me. And she assumed I was nervous because I was looking around Starbucks, and in reality, that's what I do wherever I go. Like wherever I go, I just love looking at everything. I love looking at like the tiny little details in the building. That's what I do. I observe, but she took it as anxiety. But this whole time she was just making me feel like I was a subhuman, like I was worthless to her, like I didn't mean shit to her. And like I didn't mean shit to her. And then she mentioned like one of my other old friends named Alfonso, and how he tried asking her out and she rejected him. And I decided to even though like there was like nothing but, even though I felt nothing but red flags with her, I decided to just say anyway, just to get off my chest. I told her, well, I have feelings for you too, and she's like, and she said ill to me. It's like, ill? Why would you? Why? Like I'm so ugly, and like she was just downgrading. She was just like degrading herself. I'm like, are you okay? And I was like, thinking to myself, is she okay? Like she was just talking down on herself, just like how earlier when she called herself a beaner. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. And then out of the blue, she just lashed out at me. She was like, She's like, "Oh, you better not. You better not have feelings for me like that again, or I'll ghost you." And that scared me. I was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" She just lashed out at me, just by telling her I had feelings for her. Like, she lashed out at me, and she threatened that she was gonna ghost me on Instagram, and it got to me at the time because at the time I didn't want to lose anybody. I still wanted people to be in my life. I didn't want people walking out of my life because I didn't want to end up, because I was scared I was gonna one day end up dying alone, without any friends, without any like love partners, girlfriend, wife, whatever, you know. Now that was what I was scared of at the time. And I'm trying to keep my emotions in, like, cause like this day still kind of fucks me a little bit. And then we went, and then like I was getting emotional about it, and she was like, yeah, she was over just fucking me up. Like, she was making me feel like shit, and oh, but her lashing out at me, that was in my car. But when she was telling me like all this shit that I had daddy issues and things like that, that was at Starbucks. You know, and she was giving me a lot of like useless advice, like a bunch of like rinse and repeat advice that you hear a lot of people say on the internet. Like, she was just saying that shit to me, but I feel like shit, you know. And then in my car, you know, she was going at it even more, and and after all the shit that she told me, she was like, "Oh, but you are a good person, though." I'm like, what good is you telling me that I'm a good person? You said all this shit to me. You said I had daddy issues. You made me feel like I was less than you. You made me feel like I was a subhuman. Like I was like that. I was like a little piece of trash. You know, you made me feel like trash, and you have the audacity to say I'm a good person. What am I too innocent for you or something? Fuck you, man. I mean, at that point, I should have started crying, but like I said, she's one of those intuitive types. So this girl, she was sucking up all the emotions from me, and she was displaying how I was feeling. Like, she was crying instead of me. Yeah, she was crying instead of me. And after she did all that shit to me, I asked her, "Hey, are we gonna talk ever again?" And she's like, "Sure, yeah, of course. I'm not an asshole." I'm like, "Yeah, right. You're not an asshole. Okay, okay, okay. Bye." Well, that's what I was telling myself. I was like, "Yeah, you're not an asshole. Okay." We said our goodbyes, and I dropped off at her house. And the moment she closed the door, I started freaking out. Like, I was just screaming in my car. I was having a mental breakdown. I was like, "Oh fuck." Like, I don't remember in exact detail. Like, I do not remember in exact detail, like as to what exactly happened by exact detail, because it was just so long ago. Like, it was like 2 years ago. But no, now you think about it, I think I still have the live stream up on my main channel where I was telling people about the story. Where I was telling people about this, where I was telling people about the story. So if that live stream is still up, I'll post it and share it with you guys about what happened while the memory was still fresh in my head. But yeah, that day single-handedly screwed me up. And the next day I had class at community college, and I was just trying to get my best to keep it together, even though I was just so sad and depressed. I was just like, eh. Like, I was in that class just wishing I died, you know. Like, I didn't want to talk to nobody. I just wanted to just close myself up. And I had a friend named Ivan, who was a guy who I was friends with at my community college, and he knew something was wrong with me. And so after the class was over, we both went to my car, and I just started crying when I was telling him what happened the other night. You know, and I was trying to be the person that I wasn't. Like, she told me I had a negative mindset. I thought very negatively. Like, I viewed the world very negatively, when in reality I don't see it as negativity. I see it as me just seeing the world for what it is, which is my beliefs. All right. So I felt like I was just changing myself for her. I wasn't doing it for me. And I was just so angry at the fact that like she was already moving on, and I'm still here in this stuck in this stalemate, pissed off and angry for what she did while she's already moving on and getting hookups with multiple guys. Over the course of the months that from that day in which it happened, she already forgot about the day. She's already moving on because that's how inadequate I am to her. That's how irrelevant I am to her. That's how little I mean anything to her. And now here I am in 2022, wondering when things are actually gonna go my way for a change. You know. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say. I'll catch up with you guys on the next one. Goodbye. Okay, so part two of the story regarding me and that girl that badly rejected me. So after that happened, and during the pandemic, I was just losing my sanity. I was losing myself. You know, I was getting sick with worry. I was getting sick with anxiety. I couldn't take it. I really couldn't. And and at the same time, I was also taking community college classes while I was going through all these emotions, right? And I just couldn't take it, man. I was just coughing uncontrollably. I was just hurting, man. I was emotionally in pain, you know. And and so I stayed off of social media for like from April all the way till until my birthday, which was August the 29th. Oh yeah, did I also forget to mention? Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention. She also rejected me too because of my zodiac sign. She was like, "Oh, you're a Virgo. It's never gonna work out between us. You know? It's never gonna work out between us." She said that to me too. And I'm like, "Are you serious?" At this point, you're just coming up with excuses not to date me, not to want to go out with me, or why you don't want to go out with me. She was telling me that she's a Sagittarian and how we're not compatible. All this other dumb crap, right? She's a Sagittarian and how, yeah, she just didn't, and all those other crap, you know. And so I was gone off of social media for a while, and then I came back on my birthday, and then right around Labor Day, that was when I confronted her about how she made me feel. I told her, "Hey, I don't appreciate how you made me feel that day." You know, and also during that time, right? Like she was out with friends and she got high off of edibles and she got high off of edibles too. And I'm telling you, this girl turned into a fucking monster. And I'm telling you, this girl turned into a fucking monster, like a real piece of shit. She started getting a little bit drunk with power, with those edibles that she took, and she straight up asked me if the pain that she caused me was enjoyable. Now at that point, I was convinced that she was doing all this intentionally just to hurt me, and just so she could get pleasure out of that. Now when she asked me that question, I felt genuine fear coming off my phone, genuine emotions of fear, like genuine emotions of fear, an emotion I haven't felt in such a long time. You know, I felt fear coming off my phone. I'm telling you, this happens with me every single time I make contact with her. Every single time I make contact with her, I will always feel those emotions coming off from our direct messages. Every single interaction we had. I'm saying that like as if I kept doing it, like I kept contacting her. No. No, I didn't keep doing it. After Labor Day, I was like, I'm not gonna talk to her anymore. I'm just gonna close myself off from her. I'm just gonna pretend she doesn't exist. I'm moving on. You know, I can't do this anymore. I mean, and it's obvious that she's doing it too because obviously she's doing it on purpose too because she knows she wants because we both know she wants nothing to do with me. Because we both knew honestly that she wants nothing to do with me. But by scaring me by doing all this fucked up shit, you know. And then I snapped at her. I was like, no, obviously that wasn't enjoyable at all. Why would you ask me that question? And then she snapped out of it. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry, dude. I didn't mean to. No, fuck you. Those drugs told me exactly how you felt. Those drugs told me exactly how you felt about me. And what those drugs told me is that you're an irredeemable piece of shit that is not worthy of my time or anyone else's fucking time. You're a garbage human being, and yet the world rewards you. And I'm over sitting here wondering why, while the world continues to give me nothing in return for me trying to be as nice as I can to people. I didn't tell her that, but that was exactly how I was feeling. I was like, look, you're clearly being a piece of shit. I'll talk to you when you're fine. And I didn't go to sleep at all that night because I was just like thinking about it. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with this girl? What the fuck is wrong with this girl? And then everything got better again. No. Here's what she did too. Before she asked me that fucked up question, she was bragging to me about her new boyfriend and their little date that they had. She was telling me how much of a nice dinner they both had, and I didn't ask, first of all, about her date. I didn't ask her at all for her date, about how her date went. She just went off and just told me how wonderful of a date she had with her new boyfriend, just to make me feel like shit. And then later down the line, it led down to her asking me that question. And then the next day, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna just wish this. I'm just gonna wish the best for this dumb bitch and just move on. Nah, I can't call her a bitch. I can't. Oh, but you just did. Okay, I take it back. I'm sorry. Oh, Adrian, don't lash out at her. Just wish this Arkham Asylum patient the best of her. Just wish this Arkham Asylum patient the best and move on. And so I wished her the best, and she was like, "All right, you too." And I just thought, and I just ended it there. I was like, I just ended it right there. I was like, I'm not talking to this person ever again. I'm done. I'm just gonna move on with my life. I'm just gonna move on with my life, no matter how lonely and bleak it feels right now. And right now, I'm lonely as shit. Like the only interaction I get is with my friends on PlayStation, and they're from Virginia. Well, one's from Tennessee, Virginia, and all of my friends are from Tennessee and Virginia. Those people are the only people I ever talk to. You know, but besides them, I got nobody. I got work friends, but I don't consider those people my friends. I don't. We're just there just to make our chump change and then move on with our lives, you know. But yeah, that's all I gotta say.